Hello, good evening, and welcome to a brand new season of the Tell Talks Talk Show. Tonight on the show, we've got a brand new guest in Mr. Ben's box office, Mr. Cineworld himself. Ben, thank you for joining me. You've seen 25 films at the cinema this year, so I thought it was a perfect time to get you on. For those of you who don't know Ben, if you could introduce yourself, tell us what you do. You create content, film and TV stuff. So if you can tell us what you do and where we can find you.
Yeah, no problem. My name's Ben, obviously, of Ben's Box Office. Mainly over on TikTok under Ben's Box Office and on Instagram. Mainly do content around films, movies, cinema trips, because as you said, I'm pretty much Mr. Cineworld. I go there every other week. 25 films on the board so far, part of Project 100. So that's what's going on at the moment.
So my next question for you is your favorite content you make. You're famous for your cinema trips and trying to do the Project 100, but is there any other videos you do like to make?
So I do like to make reviews as well. I need to get more into doing speaking reviews because I used to do them quite a lot, but Project 100 sort of took over and just doing like the cinema experience, the trip experience. So reviews is something that I'd like to get more into doing. I mean, I review every single film over on Letterboxd that I watch, whether it's at the cinema or at home. And just like little skits, I like to do little bits around films or what's going on at the time. Something funny, just a bit light-hearted, unserious, basically. I don't like to take it too seriously. Really dragging down what I'm doing, but I like to have fun with stuff. So
I think it's like a blessing and can be a curse at the same time because there's so many socials you need to cover because you got your TikTok, you try and do a review, and then you want to put a good enough detailed review out on your letterbox, but then you don't want to repeat yourself at the same time. So you're almost trying to be a bit different for every social platform you do, but you want to try and cover all the bases as well.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, Letterboxd, I'd go a bit more thorough on stuff because it's easy to write down and to read.
Yeah.
On TikTok, because it's quite a short form, you want to try and keep it, under a certain amount of time because people will just scroll on or whatever. But sometimes when you start yapping, you just get going, and after a while, you're 5 minutes deep into what was meant to be a 30-second review.
Yeah, I completely agree, mate. Especially with TikTok, I'm like looking at it, I'm like, I'm clipping that out. I'm just splitting and deleting more than
the edits are going crazy.
So I've got some quick fire questions for you. So I hope you'll get the audience a bit more familiar with you and get an idea of what you like. So Ben's got no idea what these questions are. So if Ben does struggle for an answer, don't come at him. So we'll just see how he goes. So
zero prep off the top of the bunts.
And you can answer these completely at your own pace. I said this will be about a 5-minute period. But if you want to talk about this film or the questions I do ask you, this is completely at your pace. And my first one is your comfort movie. So your go-to comfort movie.
Go-to comfort movie. Do you know what? Like a lot of people's comfort movies are comedies or something that maybe gets them to have a good cry or something like that. I honestly think a film like, and this is coming out for its 25th anniversary, by the way, in Cineworld in a couple of weeks.
What's going to be? Oh,
I know. It's a guilty pleasure film of mine as well, and it's Miss Congeniality. Sandra Bullock. Yep, I'm telling you, I could watch that any day of the week. I could quote so many lines from that film. It is just an easy stick on and watch, and guaranteed entertainment every single time.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't see that answer coming. Me, I thought it was Legally Blonde for some reason, but I think I'll probably get their ones mixed up. My next couple of questions are a bit more emotion related. So a film that makes you laugh. So it could be always makes you laugh, or a film that you always puts you in a good mood.
Yeah, again, films like Dodgeball, Step Brothers, the Superbad, the easy comedy films are the ones to go back to. And it's true, they do make me laugh every single time. They're quite timeless for me. But I love like classic slapstick comedies like Airplane. The Naked Gun, which obviously got its rebooted or sequeled trailer the other day. Those ones that are just like joke after joke after joke after joke is one that never fails to make me laugh. Airplane, especially.
Yeah. Oh, and on the flip side of that, a film that makes you cry. Maybe not every time, but a film that does make you cry.
A film that makes me cry. I've started to get more emotional with films the more I've got into them. it's not even like sad, but the Duel of the Fates is my favorite piece of film music of all time from Phantom Menace. And
Mm.
I know Phantom Menace gets a lot of hate, and I think it's overhated personally, but that got released in cinema last year. Again, I think it was for his 25th anniversary. And hearing Duel of the Fates when Darth Maul's fighting Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, and when they go through the blast doors and it just goes like, oh no, that gets me every single time. I don't know why. It's not even like a sad scene. Like I should be
Mm.
sad when Qui-Gon dies, but it's the music that gets me, and it's
Yeah, it's almost like
fantastic.
like an adrenaline rush, and
Yes, yeah,
like,
it's just like the big release as well. It's just like, oh, it's like it's so epic what's going on screen that it just hits me.
and obviously we're a similar age, so I feel like it's very nostalgic as well for us now. So it does take you
Very
back to
nostalgic. Yeah, I saw
like,
Phantom Menace in the cinema when it first came out, so it's a
yeah.
long time going for me.
So for me, with Phantom Menace, is not just about the film; it's about the merch from back then and the
Mm.
PS1 games and
Oh,
yeah,
the PlayStation 1 game, yeah. I remember getting like the mini lightsabers out of cereal boxes. I used to have a
yes,
collection of those.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, they were little like one, and you had like a little, it had like a little maze in it as well that you could, have a
Yeah, I
go
remember
on.
there. It was like a lightsaber at the end when it was like a spoon. I remember like lightsaber
Yes,
spoon ones.
yeah,
Uh,
you got that, and there was little like it was like bronze statues of like the breast upwards of different characters. So I remember there being a Darth Maul, an Obi-Wan, a Jar
yeah,
Jar Binks one. All of that
yeah.
stuff was great.
That's again another answer I didn't see coming, but yeah, I completely see why you said that. Bit of a different question now. It could be similar to a film that makes you laugh. A film you watch when you're hungover. So the film that come up to me straight away is like Shrek. I feel like Shrek's a film to watch
Oh
when I'm
god.
hungover. But I've got to vote for
Talking about Shrek, I can't believe that hasn't been re-released in a cinema yet because I feel like that would get packed out. Like the amount of people that would go and watch Shrek in the cinema again, I
Imagine,
think
yeah.
it would be a big seller. But again, it's sort of close to like a comfort film. But for me, something like Stardust, again, it's like a guilty pleasure watch. It's probably not something that someone like me should be super interested in, but it's such an easy watch. And again, I know so many lines from that film. It's got great characters, a really great cast, and it's just a sort of, charming film, should I say.
I think funny. I think Joe's a big fan of Stardust.
Oh, it is brilliant.
Yeah,
It is brilliant.
all I remember about Stardust, I think, was didn't take that to cover one of the songs. I think
They did, yeah, they did
yeah,
the theme
the
for
world.
it. I mean, it's got like a young Charlie Cox, young Henry Cavill,
Charlie
Robert De
Cox in it.
Niro. Yeah, Charlie Cox is the main character. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I
Yeah.
missed.
Sienna Miller's in it. It's got Robert De Niro, Ricky Gervais. Like it is a stacked cast.
Shit. No, I need to go check that one out. A film you watch with the family.
Film watch with the family. So on my letterbox top four, I've never changed my letterbox top four since I've had it. I've always kept it the
Oh,
same.
right.
And Aristocats is my favourite Disney animated film of all time. I know it's got a bit of controversy around it, and there's a scene that sort of gets deleted out of like bits that you watch it now, but that's a comfort film because me and my mum used to watch it all the time, and it's got so many funny lines in it and funny scenes that that's a film that I know I could stick on around the family and we'd all gather around and watch it.
That's crazy you said that because I watched Aristocats on Mother's Day. So
Really?
I actually watched Aristocats on Mother's Day and The Fox and the Hound. So we've done
Yeah,
that.
Fox and the Hound. If you're going to talk about films that make you cry, I mean,
Oh, what was happening? Like, I think I was having a lazy day with the family, and then I think
mm.
my mum and my sister were falling asleep watching the Fox Hound, and the bit where everyone cries was coming, and I was like, I turned it off. I was like, I'm not going to on my own. So I think I ended up taking the dogs for a walk. But yeah, but I think I did read the Aristocats they are doing a live action film of that.
Oh, really? It's going to be like Lady and the Tramp, like obviously, or Lion King, the sort of CGI version. But yeah, for me, like Aristocats, like it's the little things like when the butler's going around on his bike and it pops and like his hat pops every single time. It's the two dogs, Napoleon and the other name's forgetting me, but they're like, I'm the leader, and he's scratching him. He's got like the horn of the motorbike going. "Bah, bah, bah, bah."
Squeaky shoes.
Yeah, it's the squeaky shoes. Yeah, so all of that gets me, and that's like a film that I've just always grown up with that I love.
Yeah, and the soundtrack's brilliant, and Thomas
Mm.
O'Malley. It's
Thomas
brilliant.
O'Malley, yeah, he's the goat.
Yeah, and obviously I know we kind of touched on it. We won't be specific, but there is like controversial things in it. Like
Yeah,
some of the cats that probably won't happen
yeah, the
in the
song,
live
yeah.
action remake. but it'll be
Edgar
interesting.
is the name of the butler. Sorry, Edgar.
Edgar. Yeah, Edgar. And you
Creme
got
de la creme de la Edgar. That's what he
and
has
you
for
got
the
the little
mouse.
mouse with the cracker.
Yeah.
In the milk.
He dips it in, yeah.
That's a brilliant family film.
Love
Brilliant
it.
family film. Sticking to the theme almost, a film you'd watch with friends.
With friends. See, now I think like obviously Aristocats is very family orientated. It's one that's close to my heart that I've grown up with. So I think with friends, it's got to be something either funny or action packed because it keeps you like all focused on the film or whatever. See, I'd have to go with something like Infinity War, like
Oh, yeah.
because it's such a great film. It's got the length to it. It keeps you engaged. Pretty much, I'd say most people nowadays have seen at least a Marvel film,
Mm-hmm.
and Infinity War obviously is always up there as one of the greatest Marvel films that's come out, which I totally agree with. And it's all one where somebody knows, or everybody knows scenes from it, so everyone can recognize it. They get connected with it. So I think something like Infinity War is something I'd watch with mates. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I thought you know what? I thought you might have said Wallace and Gromit with the community. I thought everyone might have just
Well, watch that with friends already. Yeah.
yeah, we've done that one. We'll tick that one off. And now a little spin on it. A film you'd watch alone. So a film you'd only watch alone. I'm throwing that idea out there for you, but
Okay.
I'm thinking Anora. Because Anora
No.
is a opening 40
What
minutes.
are you speculating there?
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward 40 minutes if you're watching that with your mum or your partner.
I mean, yeah, I watched it with my other half, and I didn't I didn't expect to see a twerking ass in my face with "Take That." It's
Is she
all
better than me? No,
yes,
no.
singing over the top. Something alone. That is a tough one. Again, it's just another sort of film that would make me cry, but it's something I don't really want to watch with other people. But in my eyes, is probably the greatest war film of all time, in Saving Private Ryan.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's just a very emotionally striking film. War films aren't for everybody, but I think it's one of the best pieces of cinema that's ever existed. I think it's so real and gripping. I just wouldn't want to put other people through that.
What are you like when it comes to like emotions? When it comes to crying in films, are you happy to let yourself go, or say like with your partner, would you just try and hold it in?
Well, like I think again because of the way I look, I've got
Mm.
a big, massive brown beard. I'm not the smallest of the guy. I'm pretty big. I've got that posterior of that I probably shouldn't or wouldn't get emotional at films, but the more I've got into them and the more, details that I look at, the emotions just come with it, Like I
Mm.
said, now scores for films just get me for some reason. It's like
Just
one of the
good
things that
stuff.
hits me the hardest. But I'm not afraid to shed a tear in the cinema if something, gets to me,
Yeah.
I mean, just going back, when I saw Phantom Menace last year, I saw it 2 days running. I saw it in regular 2D, and then I saw it in 4DX. So like the moving
Yeah.
seats and everything going towards you.
Yeah.
Still, Jewel of the Fates hit me that hard that I cried while bobbing around on my chair. So people thought the waterworks was coming from the seats, but it was my tears flying everywhere. Do you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good experience. That really.
Yeah. But I'm not afraid to let go. I mean, seeing Wicked last year, Defying Gravity just hits me as well. So I'm absolutely fine letting the waterworks go in a cinema or at home watching a film.
When it comes to Wicked, have you seen the West End show?
No, I haven't. I went into Wicked practically knowing nothing about the show or the story, so I
Mm.
really enjoyed it because I learnt about it as I went. So
But you've seen Wizard of Oz, I take it.
yes, yeah, seen Wizard of
Yeah,
Oz.
yeah, it's the same boat as me. Like, I don't know what's going to happen in Wicked Part 2.
Mm,
All my family do. All my family have seen the West End show, so they're all getting emotional. And then I think Discussing Film announced some of the stuff from CinemaCon, and
yeah.
we spoke about some of the songs in the new trailer, and they're all they're all tearing up about just the potential of this new trailer. So apparently it's going to be another emotional one. But definitely when Elphaba is defying gravity, you definitely do feel it in your heart and your
Wow,
adrenaline.
like you just
Like you
can't
do,
help it. It's just I think it's a brilliant song as well. Like
yeah,
even during like the cinema, the Oscars opening when they sang it
yeah.
live. To hear it live as well is amazing.
Yeah, no, yeah. Even like I think I've heard the song so much before I even saw the film Wicked, but yeah, I don't really get bored of it because of the adrenaline and how it does. The song actually does build up. But
Oh, it's a crazy song. It's great.
yeah, it's a great shout. I've got another question for you, but it's a bit of a silly question. It is your favorite cinema. So I know what you're going to say, but let's talk a bit about cinemas. We'll talk about your favorite cinema, of course, and then other cinemas that you like or have been impressed with.
So obviously, Cineworld, got to big them up. That's my chain that I go to.
Mm.
My local one's only like 10, 15 minutes down the road from me. So, it's comforting for me to just go down there and go to it. I'm very lucky as well that my local one has all the different screen types. So it's got 2D, it's got 4DX, it's got a super screen, it's got a Screen X, it's got an IMAX. So I love going to different versions of films as well. That's obviously my favourite one just because it's the one that I go to the most.
Yeah.
I mean, when I lived back at home with my parents, I would go to a View because that was my closest one. And I've got nothing against View whatsoever, but just changing to the Cineworld that I'm at, I just think there's a difference for me personally that I like that one better. And to be honest, I haven't been to many other, cinema chains or screens. I obviously View, Cineworld. I used to go to an Odeon back in the day, but a long, long time ago. I haven't been to one in a while now. And my Cineworld, like my local one, has the new Hot Bites menu as well. So it's got different snacks, and it's got a Baskin Robbins in there, and it's got a Starbucks in there. So the variation is just what hooks me from going to there.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm the same boat. I've got my most local cinema is actually a View, and I see a film occasionally there when I've got the Sky Glass and I get the 2 free cinema tickets on certain days, whatever. So if I'm really desperate to see a film and I can't be bothered to travel to a cinema, I'll go to a View. The last film I saw was A Quiet Place Day One, and I generally recognised the difference in quality between the screens.
Really?
View and Cineworld, and the View cinema, the screens, it wasn't as dark as it should have been. I feel like it could have been a lot darker.
Yeah.
And then when it's like the Cineworld, it really does change the experience. But
yeah, even just like you said, like the dimness of the lights, even if it's just on, like I feel like I'm such a cinema slob now because like I just I'm so like uptight about everything. Like it's got to be dark and it's got to be quiet and just the smallest things. Like people's smartwatches, if they go off now, like it just catches my eye and sort of takes me out the moment. And I don't mean to be, but it's just because I'm so locked in on what I'm seeing. It just happens.
Yeah, I feel like it's weird. I feel like there's a different audience as well, like a View audience and a Cineworld audience.
Yeah,
There is like different personnel. I'm not sure if it is the price or the unlimited ticket, the unlimited card holders. But when I've been to a View, it's completely different audience to what you would get at Cineworld.
Yeah.
My next question is snack choice. So, what would be your snack choice? Maybe what you'd be feeling right now, or what you'd normally go for.
So like the go-to is just a large sweet popcorn. I'm sweet over salty. I'm not even like a mixed sort of person. I'm sweet, and a large Pepsi Max. I go for Pepsi Max just because at the start of this year I made a conscious decision to just cut as much sugars out of drinks as possible. I know that's quite a contrast because I'm getting sweet popcorn, but yeah, Pepsi Max is the large Pepsi Max and sweet popcorn combo is like the go-to. But I get a lot of Baskin Robbins as well. I get quite a lot of like free scoop sundaes from there because I like trying out the different flavors. It's so different as well. I do like to have an ice cream when I'm there.
Come on, what's the Baskin Robbins choice?
Oh God, because the amount of flavors they do. I'll tell you, I'm a very fruity ice cream flavor type of person.
Yeah.
So anything lemony, like a lemon sorbet, I'm getting that. Anything that is like a tropical fruit flavor, I'm getting that. But then I also love a bit of mint choc chip. A
That's
classic.
me. I'm a mint.
Yeah, mint choc chip, man. It's the classic.
Yeah, great show. It's funny you said that because when I go with my mate, he always wants like a lemon sorbet kind of ice cream. But yeah, I want. Well, the Leicester Square one doesn't seem to have it, and my local was a Leicester Square in the O2. So I think your local seems to deliver with the hot bites as well. Like,
I've just got very lucky. I've got very lucky.
Yeah. Right. Final question on the quick. Well, this was meant to be quick fire, but it was
I've just yapped on.
That's good. The final one is your cinema pet peeves. So, what does annoy you at the cinema?
Oh God, Okay.
Took
I
me
mean,
a
there's
while.
let me get the list out. Obviously, talking is a massive one. I don't mind people whispering or whatever because if you've got to say something, you can whisper. It's fine. But obnoxious sort of talking. Phones, obviously, a massive one. I've told many of people to stay off of their phones, but it doesn't always work. But to take out like those ones because they're sort of like generic and everyone hates them.
Mm.
I feel like there needs to be a massive rule of like you can't enter the screen past a certain time.
Yeah, they
So
do it
like
with concepts.
yeah, so say yeah, exactly. So say if the film has started and you're not there, in your seat, the doors not they should be locked, but like you should not be allowed to enter the film anymore.
Mm.
People coming in late, first of all, they might miss key parts of the story by coming in literally just 5 minutes late. And as soon as the person, walks in front of the screens, going up the stairs, your eyes just, deter to
Got
them.
the flash on. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the flash on their phone. The stairs are lit up with the numbers and the letters of the roads. You don't need the light on your phone. It's literally illuminated for you to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is a pet peeve of mine. It's just general lateness. Like I love to be early to everything anyway, whether it's the cinema or just stuff generally in life. So anyone who's like 5 minutes late getting into a screen is just like get out.
Laura's left a comment. Her pet peeve is loud eaters. Is that you, Ben?
I'll tell you why. Because on Friday, she had someone next to her who was eating popcorn with their mouth open at every bite. So
No.
you can eat popcorn quietly. You can just chuck it in, close your mouth, have a few crunches. But she had someone next to her that every time they put some in their mouth, and they were like doing scoops, it was like
Yeah.
every single time. And she was just like, she was obviously next to me. And she was just looking over to me like, oh, like this guy over here. So I understand that as well.
Yeah. What script? What film was that? Was that like a
That
pack
was
script?
that was for a Minecraft movie. So the loud eating was taken over by everyone clapping and cheering anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah. Fair play. All right, then let's move on to the main topic, which we've got you here for, Project 100.
oh
So
yes.
let's talk about the idea then. Where did it come from? Why are you doing Project 100? Let's-
So obviously I've been like a Cineworld member for about 8 or 9 years now. Last
That's
year was the
impressive
most.
in itself. That's impressive.
Yeah, and it was because one of my best friends, him and his other half, before I got with Lauren, him and his other half used to go to Cineworld all the time and would invite me as like a third wheel because I was doing nothing at the time.
Hmm.
So I started going along with them to films, and then that's what got me into it basically. So when me and Lauren, first got together, we bought a membership together, so we've both been members for like 8 or 9 years.
Hmm.
Um, a couple years ago, I think it was just before a COVID year or just after COVID, I started noting down every film that I went to, what screen I was in, and like a rating of the film for mine. So the date, the film, the screen, and everything. And so I was just started getting into a habit of that. And last year was the most amount of films that I'd seen in a year, which was 91. Um, I really wanted to hit 100 last year, but not a conscious decision. When I was getting to about 80, I was like, oh, we could like maybe hit 100 this year. But then, life gets in the way. Christmas in December, like December's just such a busy period. Work might be in the way or whatever. So when we knew we wasn't going to reach it, I was like, right, I want to hit 100 next year, and I want to start a series on recording every single time that I go, recording, what snacks I have, what screen I'm going into, what film that I'm seeing, and my rating of the film at the end. And Project 100 just seemed like the best name to give it.
Mhm.
I'm not saying like I might have started it or people might be doing it, but I've seen such an influx of people wanting to do 100 films this year. And again, I don't want to say that I've influenced people to do it or that I started it, but I feel like because I saw Nosferatu on New Year's Day, literally on the 1st of January, I put out saying that I'm going to do 100 films. And there seems to be a big group of people that are doing it now, which is great to see because we're all getting out. We've seen as many films as we can. People going to the cinema is great because people think it's on such a decline because of streaming services. So I want to show the cinema experience to people that might not go as well. I want to try and attract as many people to the cinema as possible because I want it to keep going. I want that experience to live on.
Yeah, I don't get bored of going to the cinema.
No.
I might have some bad experiences or see some bad films, but
Yeah.
going to the cinema, putting my phone down for a couple of hours and dealing with work or life after, but I've still had a great time watching the film and just being away from actual real life for a couple of hours. It's brilliant. And
that's the thing. It's the experience. It's like you said, you get to shut off the outside world when you go there. You know, if you have a decent screen, everyone's keeping quiet. There's no phones out or whatever. For some reason, it's so hard for people not to be on their phone for like an hour and a half in a day anymore.
yeah,
Even when you're meant to be entertained by like what's in front of you. So I feel like it's such a great escape from stuff that you have in the real world that it's just a couple of hours, you and what you want to watch, and I think it's great.
yeah. Like for example, like we've got Daredevil on Disney Plus. I'm struggling to watch Daredevil without actually having my phone out. So I'm on Letterboxd, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, TikTok. While I'm watching Daredevil, we're at the cinema. It doesn't even cross my mind to get my phone out.
Literally, as soon as trailers start, I'm on Do Not Disturb, and the phone goes away, and then that's it.
Over the screen.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I record my videos literally before the trailers start, or I take the photo before the trailer starts. As soon as trailers start, I'm in the zone.
Yeah, Craig said, "Dude at Minecraft was farting for the first 20 minutes constantly." So that's a very understandable.
Sorry about that. I had the nachos just beforehand. Yeah.
Same cinema. Yeah. I did have the nachos, but it weren't me. It weren't me.
That could be a pet peeve.
So, any tips then for Project 100? What would you recommend for people to get into it?
So, Project 100, even if you just want a cinema experience, the thing about it is, because like I've set a goal of wanting to see 100 films. Of course, there's not going to be 100 films that come out in a year that I necessarily want to see, but that forces you to go and see stuff that you might not necessarily see, and you can be surprised. There are films that I've gone out to see just because that's what I've booked for that week, or that I've seen everything else that I go and see, and am so surprised by, which I think is great, because then it puts you into different genres. It puts you, with different people within the screening, because Cineworld do like unlimited screenings, right? Where you can only go to those if you're an unlimited member. There are people in there now that I say hello to, and we've started interacting because we see each other so many times at these screens. So then it becomes a social aspect. You get to see people that you've known before, or you get to say hello to new people, which I know is not for everyone. But again, it's the experience of you getting out there and doing it. And I know Project 100, it sounds hard because you need to, average 8 or 9 films a month, which is going at least twice a week. Sometimes life gets in the way of that. You might go on holiday. You might, have work things that have got going on. You might have a personal issue that comes up. But on those evenings where it's free and you're not actually doing anything, and you're probably just going to watch some rubbish on the TV instead, go and book a film to go and watch at the cinema. You'll be surprised with how good things are you might not necessarily go and see.
That's why I'm a big fan of like the secret screenings and like unlimited screenings.
Yeah.
And secret screaming. Yeah. Because it gets
you like screaming.
It's a bit of a mystery. It's like a mystery box, but a mystery movie, So
yeah, I mean,
just the fun in that.
Last year, I think one of the secret screenings was Kneecap, and I remember not ever wanting to go and see Kneecap, and I wasn't interested in it at all, but ended up being like one of my biggest surprises of last year, and I loved it.
Yeah.
The year before that, Dungeons and Dragons was a secret screening, and so many people walked out of that film, but again, was one of my highlights of that year. It was brilliant.
Yeah, I remember Joe said it. I know Joe's a big fan of Kneecap. Corey says, yeah, secret screenings are really good. I'm trying to think what mine was. I had Companion, I think, for one of my secret screenings.
Ah, yeah.
And I was so happy about that because I was so eager to watch it.
That's the thing. I've never walked out of a screening before. I've never walked out of a film or anything like that. So if something comes up that I think I'm not going to like, or I wouldn't have gone out and seen anyway, I'm firm in it and I'm just watching it all the way through.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, where you get the biggest surprises, because if you force yourself to just sit there and watch it, no matter what comes up, you'll be shocked at how much you might enjoy it.
I think we spoke about Presents when that finished, didn't we? And that was one we weren't a big fan.
I was not keen on Presents whatsoever. I know some people loved it. I know some people got mixed feelings of it, but it just wasn't for me, unfortunately. But that's like, you get the good with the bad when you go to see as many films as like what we do. Like, not everyone is going to be a hit, and you just accept that.
Yeah. Right. Let's get on with your top 10 then. So we're going to talk about Ben's top 10 films of the year. We're starting off from number 10 and then go to number 1. The show is yours. So we'll talk about the film as much as you want. But
Yep.
yeah, you're number 10 then, mate. And I have no idea what your list is. I've not looked at your
No,
letterbox.
you don't know anything about it. Okay, so the thing is, the 10 films that I've listed are 10 films that I've seen in the cinema this year.
Yeah.
They were also first time watches for me. I know some of them got released late 2024, but I've included them on this list. But I have got like substitutes if you don't count them.
Yeah, it's yours. Go on.
Okay, so in 10th, I have The Monkey. Again,
Ooh,
this was a film that split a lot of people on whether they loved it or hated it. I think it was very marmite between people. I really enjoyed it. I loved the over the top cheesiness of it. It was very self aware. Some people didn't like Theo James in it. I loved him in it. So that's the 10th best film of 2025 for me so far.
Have you got your ratings on it, or have you just got the film?
Oh, I don't have. I'm pretty sure everything in the top 10. I haven't rated anything 5-star that I've seen in the cinema so far this year.
Yeah.
All of these are either 4 or 4.5.
See, with The Monkey, I thought I was going to get a bit more horror, but for me, if you're judging by a seesaw, I feel like the comedy was like so far the other way. I just wasn't expecting it. If it got promoted more as a comedy, I think I would have liked it a bit more. But I thought it was a bit more. I thought it was going to be a bit more sinister.
Yeah,
It
was very advertised, sort of like how Longlegs was, which was obviously Osgood Perkins' other film, and that very much stayed in the horror dimension. Whereas, like you said, this was a lot more comedic than what people probably thought it was going to be.
My camera. You still with me?
Yeah, I'm still with you. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll try and fix my camera.
Yes, everything on this list is 4 and above. Just to put out of context. Number 9 is A Complete Unknown.
9. All right. Yeah.
Obviously, Timothy Chalamet got put up for an Oscar for it for best actor. Again, I went into this film pretty much clueless on Bob Dylan. You know, I knew of him, I knew of his work, but I didn't know his backstory. I didn't know how he got started. I don't know, controversies around him or anything like that. So it was good going into it quite blind and learning about it as I watched it. And the music was great, and I think Timothy Chalamet did put in a good performance.
Yeah, I love Complete Unknown. That's my film of the year so far.
Oh, really?
Big fan, and I'm not a big Bob Dylan fan, which really enjoyed the film. But
see, after watching the film, I then got into a bit of like my country era and started listening to a lot of him, a lot of Johnny Cash, which lasted about a week or two, but it was fun while I was listening to it.
Yeah.
So in 8, I have Companion.
8, yeah. I have no idea where this is going, where your top 10's going.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag, but Companion, yeah, really fun. Jack Quaid again, he's just living his best life, having these fun roles. Is it Sophie Thatcher? Is that her name?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought she was great in it. Good performance, a lot of fun, and I don't think the trailers gave too much away about the film either. It
got released. I think it got released quite quickly, so they done a few trailers and stuff, but then it was out by the time the promotion was done. It was actually in the cinemas.
Yeah, but that was a really good film, like that. Number 7, I have Black Bag.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I really like a good spy thriller. Michael Fassbender is one of my favourite actors of all time. Good performances from him. Pierce Brosnan, for me, is my favourite James Bond actor of all time. Even though he had quite a minor role in this, I always like seeing him on the big screen. Good spy thriller, good characters. I think some of the script was really nice, like the dinner party scene at the start and the lie detector scene towards the end. I thought was great. Okay, so that's number 7. Number 6 is The Brutalist.
Okay, I've not seen this.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet? Okay. No. Great cinema experience. Obviously was up for a ton of awards. Adrian Brody was really good, again, despite the controversy around any AI using of his voice, which I'm pretty sure was just used for, he was like reading out a letter, and they just used it to amplify his Hungarian accent.
Okay.
But really good film, very polarizing. Good performances from him and Guy Pearce in the supporting actor role. And it was actually quite nice to have the intermission in the middle. Like, it's hard going into a film that you know is going to be around 4 hours long and it flew by. Like the first half of the film, or the first hour and a half, 2 hours, just went by in a flash, you know. And then the intermission was nice. Like, I've got no gripes against it. I thought it was good.
Mhm.
Okay, number 5. Now I'm pretty sure this got released in the UK in December, but I only saw it in January. But it's Better Man.
Yep. Good shout. Big fan.
Yeah, really big fan of that. It was a film that when I first saw it get announced or heard stuff about it, I had no idea how it was going to work, why the decision was made to make him, you know, a chimp. But for some reason, the whole film just worked. And as much as like Robbie Williams, as I've known him pretty much my entire life, or my entire adult life anyway, I didn't know a lot of the stuff that happened, you know, back in
Yeah.
his early days. So again, it was good to learn about it as I was going along with the film. Some really, really good music scenes and sequences in it. The songs were great, and the film works when I don't think it should. You know?
I can say, like, with his personal life, like, we didn't have Twitter growing up, or
Yeah,
we have more Facebook or MySpace, so you don't really know about people's personal life unless you like pick up the Sun or Heat magazine. You
yeah.
don't
Unless you
really
saw him on
know.
the front page or somewhere, you didn't know all this backstory. You know?
Yeah, and yeah, our age growing up, we're probably not interested. Like, we're just
Yeah,
more interested about the music, and that's it, not
yeah,
about his personal life.
yeah. Of course. So again, that's why I think I liked it so much, because this person that I've known for 25 years or whatever, I now actually find out more details about him and why he did some of the things he did, you know.
Hmm.
Okay, so that was 5th. In 4th, I have A Real Pain.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Really good film. Again, that's another one that's such an easy watch. Like, I went and saw this quite late on in the evening at like a 9 p.m. showing, and it's just like the piano melodies played throughout the whole film. It was just like so chilled, great watch, flew through it. Kieran Culkin, very deserving of his, wins as best supporting actor. Jesse Eisenberg, I think he's putting himself out there as a great writer and director. This his debut?
Yeah.
Was it directorial debut? Yeah. He's obviously such a clever bloke. And it was a good story and very heartwarming, very heartfelt. I think touched a lot of people, and even dealing with the issue, like obviously they go to a concentration camp and stuff like that in there. For as like comedic as the film was and the characters that they had, I thought they dealt with all of that really well. And it was a journey of just like two family members who had grown apart, come back together, went on this trip, and then again went their separate ways at the end. I thought it was really, really good.
That's what I was gonna say. For a directorial debut, they got the balance bang on with the humor and then the more serious and important moments. Like,
Yeah.
they balanced out really well, because it could have gone the other way, like almost being disrespectful. But
Yes. Yeah.
they actually got it really, really, really impressive from Jesse.
With how chaotic Kieran Culkin's character
Yeah,
was, for him to like really mellow out and it be serious when they got to the camps and all that, I thought, like you said, it could have gone either way, and people could have thought, "Oh my god, what's going to happen next?" But it didn't, and it went down, the path it did.
because you had the scene where they're all holding up the guns, aren't they? They're all standing next to the soldier statues.
And Jesse Eisenberg's got like all the different phones trying to take all the photos. It was that, and in the restaurant when he does like the big burp and then like flips the fork out over. It was great. Yeah, I loved it. Okay, so we're into the top 3 now. Number 3 for me is Mickey 17.
Nice.
And this, I think these top 3 are the 3 4.5s that I've given.
Yeah.
So all the rest below that were a 4-star for me. These 3 are 4.5. Mickey 17. Robert Pattinson, again, he just grows so much as an actor, and is really, people are starting to forget this stigma of him as, the Twilight guy, which
Yeah.
I'm sure in some regards he's proud of it because it kickstarted his career. It's because of that he is where he is now. But the amount of roles that he's doing, like Mickey 17, the Batman, of course, Good Time that he was in, The Devil All the Time, where he played, like a dodgy priest or whatever. The amount of roles this guy's doing and the performances he's putting on, is nothing to be, sniffed at. So,
Mhm.
and to play 2 separate characters in the same film, and they're both like sort of polar opposites of each other. I thought he put in a really good performance. Great supporting cast as well. Again, Mark Ruffalo in this, he's another Marmite performance. I think you either loved the performance he put on or he hated it. I loved it personally. Toni Collette is always great on screen. You know, she's always putting in a mammoth performance. And Bong Joon-ho again he's just putting himself out there as such a heavyweight in the director division now.
Mhm.
I thought it was brilliant. A lot of people might not have loved it as much as what I did, but I thought this the story was different for me. The characters were great, and I had a great time with it.
Yeah, for me, I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not sure.
Mm.
I've only seen it once, so
Yeah.
maybe it will be better for me at home. But I'm not taking nothing away from Robert Pattinson's performance in it. And he's done obviously multiple characters, and yeah, like you said, I'm a big fan of the supporting cast, like even Stephen Yeun.
Yeah.
Being a massive Walking Dead fan, so it's good to see Stephen Yeun again on the big screen. And I've not seen many of these projects. I've only seen Parasite as the only other film. I've not seen the Okja.
Yeah, you got that. You got Snowpiercer as well. That's got Chris Evans in it.
Yeah, so there's a few films I need to see to maybe understand his kind of humor and what he's trying to his own cinematography and his own type of film. I don't really know what is a Bong Joon-ho film, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I get you. I think he is trying to be so different, and I think he's also just such a great screenwriter. I think he's got a lot more stuff coming his way, and I look forward to whatever projects that he puts out next.
Yeah, no, 100%. So that was number 3, was it?
That was third, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, second. Again, I'm not sure when this released, but I only saw this when it became available to book at the cinema, and that's Flow.
Oh, second. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not seen it. So.
I absolutely loved it. Again, this must have released last year, especially in the US, maybe because it was up for the awards, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been out,
Yeah, it won, the Oscar for Best Animated Film. But it only became available to book, I don't know, a month or so ago. But I loved it. It was such a great watch. I really respect storytelling without dialogue. The fact that it's just animals that make animal noises, speak their own language, whatever you want to say, and the fact that you can still feel emotions from these characters, the fact that you know what they're trying to communicate to each other, even though they're not saying words. The animation looked beautiful. For this, you could tell it's a passion project because it was just like a small, filming company out. Was it Latvia? I think it came out of. So quite indie, quite small, not like a big Hollywood box office sort of film. For it to have such heart behind it, the score was beautiful, really lovely, and tell a story of a cat just trying to survive this flood that enters its world, and it meets these other animals along the way, and it's just their tale of survival and how to work together. I think is a great message as well.
and it
It
won
was
an
good.
Oscar.
Yeah, it won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely one I need to watch.
Yeah. And when I went into the screen, we was there with a lot of other families who had brought their kids, and I'm obviously it's quite. People might not have known that the film was with no dialogue and it was just animal noises, but the kids still loved it. Even if they didn't understand every message behind the film, it's good. I love it as well when films can relate to both the adults and the children, so it keeps both parties entertained. Because that's another sort of pet peeve of mine, going back to, right back, is when you go to see a typical children's film, like an animated film or a Disney film, the adults are there basically to take their kids. They're not there to watch the film. So they actually become the issue. The adults will sit there on their phone or they'll chat or whatever because they're not there for the film. They're there to take their kids there. When you should be just as entertained by what you're seeing. So it's good when films, they cater to both the adults and the kids. And Flow, I just thought it was amazing. Like I can't wait to rewatch it. It was just beautiful to see on the big screen as well.
Very good. Good.
Okay, so my number one.
Right, I was just gonna say, so it's not Death of a Unicorn.
No,
it's not Captain America: Brave New World.
No,
it's not
missed out, unfortunately. No, none of those. So it's a film that I mentioned earlier, and I saw it on New Year's Day, and it is Nosferatu.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Again, a film that got released in the US or around the world last year, but only came out in the UK here on New Year's Day. So it was like literally the earliest I could have seen it. Oh, that is a brilliant film, especially up on the big screen. The cinematography behind it, the score, the performances. I think it was such a stacked cast to begin with anyway, and all of them just brought their A game. It looked beautiful. The score was haunting and terrifying, and built up the tension, and then released it when it needed to. The fact that Bill Skarsgård's character of Nosferatu, or sorry, Count Orlok, was sort of hidden from audiences, so you didn't know what he looked like or what he sounded
I
like
was gonna
before you
say,
went in.
I love that.
And
Yeah,
yeah, I know a lot of that was getting leaked beforehand, and I stayed away from as much as possible because I wanted to be just as shocked or surprised when it first happened. Um, I thought it was amazing, and I still haven't had a cinema experience as good as that this year so far, in
not
my opinion.
Minecraft.
Minecraft, it was knocking on the door, but didn't quite get there.
No, I think I put a complete unknown first, and then Nosferatu second.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I saw Nosferatu in recliner seats, and
Oof.
it's a very narrow screening. But
Mm,
I loved it. It's very loud, and yeah, the
yeah.
way it was shot, Robert Eggers. And what I loved about the film was Robert Eggers done a Q&A at the BFI, and he said there was loads of things he wasn't happy about the film with. So he admits it weren't perfect in his eyes,
Mm,
and there's still stuff he wish he could have changed and improved, which
yeah.
is really impressive from a director to admit that and say, yeah, there's still things I would have liked to have tweaked.
Yeah, it's
And
good. It's good to admit that they're not always happy with the final project. There's nothing wrong with saying, do you know what, we wish we could have changed some of this stuff, because you're being honest with your audience then.
yeah, yeah, I'm not sure if he called it out what he didn't like, but I still appreciate it. But yeah, so that's Ben's top 10. Really impressive stuff. I feel there's quite a few of them would have been in my top 10. I'm trying to think.
Mm,
Complete Unknown Nosferatu. I think I had Companion in my top 3. I think
yeah.
I don't know. I did have a weird one. I think out of my top 4 was I done Opus just because it was
Okay.
bonkers. Just
Yeah, I haven't got
ridiculous.
to I haven't got to see that yet. I didn't go to the unlimited screening of it, and for some reason it's just one of those films that showings just they come and then they go straight away. Like,
Yeah,
it just didn't get shown for so long. Like, for some reason Mufasa is still being shown
yeah,
in
on it.
cinema.
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I remember even like what was the other one? They had Inside Out 2. That was shown for
Yeah,
ages. Yeah,
chuck it on Disney Plus. It's what it's there for. Get rid of
yeah.
it.
Well,
Free that screen up.
Mufasa's on Disney Plus now.
Yeah.
So let
Get it out of the screens.
give us something else. Yeah,
Yeah, get
100%,
rid.
mate. So there's Ben's top 10. I will go through all the Ben's socials at the end if you do want to follow him on TikTok, Letterboxd, etc.
Please do.
But now we've got some trivia, so I need to get my phone up. So this could
Oh,
go horribly,
yeah,
absolutely horribly.
it's been going really well so far, so don't spoil it, please.
So the game is, I'm going to give you some Marvel characters,
Yep.
but you need to work out what the film is from the actor. For
Right. Okay.
example, if I say Iron Man and Yelena,
Yep.
what is the film?
Iron Man and Yelena. As in
So
where they've appeared together.
no. So it's not a Marvel film. So they've been in a real. So who plays Iron Man
Oh, Robert Downey Jr.,
and who plays Yelena?
Florence Pugh.
So Robert Downey Jr. and Florence Pugh have been in a film together, which is not Marvel.
Oh God. Yep. Gonna fumble now.
But
Uh,
this was meant to be the example.
going well then. So you should give me the answer then, surely.
Right. Can we see the answer for this one?
Yeah.
So Iron Man and Yelena, or Rob Downey Jr. and Yelena. So the answer would be Oppenheimer.
Was what? Sorry.
Oppenheimer.
Oh God. Yeah, of
All right.
course.
So
Yeah.
all of these films I'm sure you've seen. All right.
Yeah.
So, but
I have
think
seen Oppenheimer.
yeah, it is a bit of a brain teaser this because you kind of got to work out the actor outside of their Marvel role.
Yeah.
So the next one is Ant-Man,
Yeah.
Adam Warlock, and classic Loki.
Okay, so we have Paul Rudd, Richard E. Grant, and Paul Rudd, Richard E. Grant. I'm forgetting Sentry's name.
No, Adam Warlock.
Oh, Adam Warlock. Sorry. Oh, Will Power. Yeah, Will Power. Will Power, Paul Rudd, Richard E. Grant. Oh, here we go. This is where no one's gonna enjoy this segment.
It's very recent on your letterbox.
It's very recent. Oh my god, that's. Oh, of course. Oh my god, it's Death of a Unicorn, obviously.
It's not. It's weird, isn't
Wow,
it?
don't I look like a mug?
It's really weird because you don't think of them in that way.
I literally saw
But
it like last week. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
right.
Unreal.
Drax,
Yep.
MJ, Yelena, and Thanos.
So we've got Dave Bautista, Josh Brolin. Who are the other two? Sorry.
MJ.
Kirsten Dunst. Are we going with MJ, or are we going with? Okay, so this is this is Doom Part 2.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yep.
Very good.
Wait, one on the board. One on the board.
Right. This one might be a bit harder because I never knew his character's name. Nakia, Johnny Storm, and Korath.
Okay, so Johnny Storm. I'm guessing we're going Chris Evans.
No. The other one.
No. Okay. So we're going with Michael B. Jordan.
No, the other one.
Oh my god. Okay, so we're going Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
Is this Quiet Place Day One?
Yes. Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
Come on,
Yeah.
let's go.
All right. Thaddeus Ross.
Yeah.
Cassilius and Dr. Arnim Zola.
Okay, so Thaddeus Ross, are we going with Harrison Ford here?
We are.
Okay, Harrison Ford. Who was the second one, sorry?
Cassilius.
Caecilius, yep. So we've got Mads Mikkelsen. So Harrison Ford, Mads Mikkelsen. And third one was, sorry?
Zola. Yeah.
Oh, Arnim Zola, yeah. Is this Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny?
Very good. Very good.
Woo! See, we had a bad start, but we're cooking now. We're
Very
cooking.
Magneto.
Yep.
Ulysses Clay. Red Skull. Scourge. And Hela.
Oh my god. Okay, so we're gonna have to go through this again. So, who's first up?
Magneto.
And are we going with Ian McKellen here? Okay, Ian McKellen. Yep. Who was next?
Ulysses Clay. Ulysses Claw.
Okay, third up.
Red Skull.
Red Skull. Is this? It's going to be a Lord of the Rings film. Who else?
Scourge.
Scourge. Is this? Oh, is it Lord of the Rings? Because Scourge. Oh yeah. Is this Return of the King?
One before.
Oh, Two Towers.
Damn.
Damn.
Very good though. Really good. Right. This one. I think I've been a bit nasty with this one. Right.
Brilliant.
J. Jonah Jameson.
The boy J.K. Simmons. Yes.
And Captain America.
J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons and Chris Evans, or is it Anthony Mackie?
No, it's Chris Evans.
Okay, Chris Evans. Okay, Chris Evans and J.K. Simmons. Is this Spider-Man: Homecoming? Because Chris Evans has the after credit scene.
Oh, you got this. You've got this.
Chris Evans, J.K. Simmons. Okay, let's think. Oh, Red One.
Yes.
Red One. Yeah.
Really
Come
good.
on. Chuck
Really
Black Adam in there. Why not as well?
All right. Deadpool.
Yeah.
Reed Richards and Young
Ooh.
Sylvie.
Ooh. Okay, so Ryan Reynolds. Are we going John Krasinski here, or are we going for John Krasinski? Oh, okay. Ryan Reynolds, John Krasinski. Ryan Reynolds and John Krasinski and Young Elfie.
Young Sylvie.
Sylvie, sorry, yeah, Sylvie.
Yeah.
Oh. Ryan Reynolds and John Krasinski. I'm not sure. I can't picture those two together on screen for some reason. I can't think of what they've been in together. I don't know on this one, you know.
It's a kids' film.
Kids film. Ryan Reynolds kids film. John Krasinski. Oh, it is. Yeah, it's one word. Is it? It's with the imaginary friend. Is it if? Obviously, imaginary friend.
Well done.
Oh,
Right, a couple more.
yeah.
All right. Zeus.
Okay.
Wolverine. And Dr. Bill Foster.
Oh. Okay. So we have Russell Crowe.
Very good.
We have Henry Cavill. And who's the third one? Sorry.
Dr. Bill Foster.
Oh, Dr. Foster. Okay. What has Henry Cavill and Russell Crowe been in together? Oh my god!
Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it.
No.
Oh, now it's got me overthinking. What's Russell Crowe? Why? I'm just thinking Gladiator, but obviously Henry Cavill wasn't in that. Russell Crowe, Henry Cavill. Russell Crowe, Henry Cavill. Oh, Superman.
Yeah, Man of Steel.
Sorry, Man of Steel. Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Man of Steel.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh.
This one, I really like this one. Right. Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Kingpin. Gwen
Okay.
Stacy. Peter B. Parker.
Oh God. So we have Chris Pratt. We have Gwen Stacy. So are we going with Emma Stone here?
No.
No. Are we going with Jessica? Is this Jurassic World?
Very good. Very good. Wow. Right.
Woo.
Last one.
Yeah.
Is actually. I'm so excited for this film. So excited.
Oh.
Killmonger and Gwen Stacy.
Sinners. Let's go.
Sinners. Very good. Very good. That's the end of the trivia.
That's not bad, actually. It's
Yeah.
started off very badly. Could have been very embarrassing, but you know, when the cogs got turning, we got.
I was worried at the beginning, mate. Oh.
that
That was really good. Really, really good.
Good. Kept my reputation. That's fine. That's fine.
Right, so we ended on Sinners. So that does bring me on to 3 films you're looking forward to.
That's brilliant because I have got some on my list. So Sinners, 100% looking forward to. I've got that booked in IMAX for the release day.
Oh, right. I've booked it. Yep.
I cannot wait for this film. I know like a lot of people feel like trailers have maybe released too much of it. They're not sure, you know, whether if there's going to be any sort of twists or turns in it. But again, sort of like going back to Mickey 17, having Michael B. Jordan play 2 characters, you know, 2 brothers nonetheless. Again, an amazing cast, and I'm only hearing good things about it because there was the premiere in America a few days ago, and people are loving it. So Sinners 100% is up there for me. I'm gonna put these 3 together. So I'm sorry you said 3 films, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna put the superhero, you know, ones together, and I'm gonna go Fantastic Four, Superman, and Thunderbolts all together because they are like the superhero films of the year. I know some superhero films like MCU and DC have let people down recently, but I think there's really big hopes for these 3. I'm sure when Thunderbolts first got announced and people saw the characters in it, they thought, where's this film going? How's it even going to do anything good? Because they were just sort of, you know, the secondary characters to everything they were in. But I think everyone's hype for this since seeing the last few trailers has gone up massively. I know you're very excited for Thunderbolts as well.
Never.
Yeah.
We'll cover first. Yeah.
Fantastic Four, I think the hype around that has just got real now, especially with the trailer. I know a new one got shown at CinemaCon.
Yeah, more pressure now, isn't it? With the Doomsday, and now they've spoke about stuff at CinemaCon. They've announced that Sue Storm is pregnant in it.
Yes, exactly. So I think everyone's just waiting for that trailer to release worldwide, and you know, Fantastic Four is because it was such like an L the last time a film came out for it. It needs a big rebound, you know. And Superman, you know, as much as like a Marvel glazer I am, unfortunately, Superman is the most iconic superhero ever. And the fact that James Gunn is at the helm now, I think he'll do it justice. I know a lot of people loved Henry Cavill and thought he was perfect for the role, but I think James Gunn will revive it very well.
The score from the trailer gives me chills.
Oh God, immense. Yeah. Did you see like the
keyboard techno? Oh my God.
Yeah, it looks brilliant. And did you see like the 5-minute clip that got released? Like James Gunn released. Okay.
No,
yeah. It's definitely building up the hype, and I think it's going to be like a big summer blockbuster. So I'm going to categorize all those 3 together.
Yeah.
And for the last one, I think for something quite fun and maybe not for like a cinema head, but it's something that I think is just going to be crazy, and that's Final Destination. Final Destination Bloodlines.
Oh, I can't watch the trailer. I saw the trailer before one of the films. It might be for the monkey. The trailer was horrible.
Yeah,
with
and they
the
released
most
a new one.
missing.
I'm
Oh,
going through the Final Destinations at the moment. All of them are on Prime, by the way. If you're a Prime member,
yeah.
um, I think that's going to be a ton of fun. I've never seen a Final Destination film in cinema because I was always too young when they came out. So
Mm,
I think it's going to be a lot of fun when that comes out on the big screen.
mm. Yeah, I think the only one with the ones you've missed out then are Avatar, got Avatar end of the year, and
Yeah.
then we've got the new Jurassic Park, which I'm quite excited for. New
Jurassic
Jurassic
Park, yeah,
Park.
got 28 years later as well. Another
Yeah,
big one that's
that
coming
was a
out.
great trailer, very good trailer.
Mm.
But
Um,
go on.
you don't realize how many good films are actually still coming out. People think like I get like my neighbours say to me all the time, "How have I seen 25 films in the cinema this year?
Yeah,
25 films haven't even been released." But if you don't know about it, you don't realize how many things stack up, along the way.
and you got. I'm personally, I know Amy might kill me. I'm not a massive Mission Impossible fan,
Oh,
but
cool. Sorry, Mission Impossible. Yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean. But
yeah.
there is going to be a massive Mission Impossible hype. Even
Oh God, a new
stuff.
trailer for that tomorrow as well, by the way.
Yeah, so that's all going to kick off again. So, yeah, I think I think it really is a solid month, solid year of cinema. Let alone
Mm.
solid month. There's another film that's end of the month, Until Dawn, which is like the video
Yeah, oh
game,
yeah, the PlayStation game. Yeah,
and I'll complete that. And I'm hoping this will be good because it does look terrifying.
yeah. I think I only saw the first trailer for that before Death of a Unicorn. I had the
Yeah,
first trailer for it, and it was great.
yeah, I'm really excited for that. So we're on to the end of the show where the show is yours. So we've got 5 minutes to. Well, you talk to me, mate. You tell me what the
Okay.
plan is. What's happening?
So I actually want to ask you, what is your current top four on Letterboxd? Do you know off the bat, or do you
Well,
know?
I did change it to my 2025 top four,
Okay,
but
so if you was to do like an all-time top four,
yeah.
what are they, and what's like a reason for each one of why you've put them in there?
So before I only changed it a week ago. So before it
Mm.
was We Live in Time is number one because it has become like my go-to comfort movie now.
So good, yeah.
I got it on physical media last week, so I've got it on Blu-ray now, and
Mm.
it's just beautiful watching it in Blu-ray. So it's just I
Yeah,
can enjoy that anytime now.
excellent.
Um, I saw that at the BFI Film Festival and I connected with the film immediately.
Mm.
I completely agree with people that say like, oh, it's only because of Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. I probably agree. I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much if they weren't in it, but
Yeah.
I really connected with the story and it's the closest you do get to Florence Pugh acting as herself. It's
Mm.
her only ever film with her without her putting on an accent. We're
Yeah.
going to see her with a Russian accent in but yeah, and even all of Florence Pugh's tattoos, they're actually in We Live in Time, so she's not even
Mm.
covered up all her tats. But yeah, I just love the chemistry of Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh. So We Live in Time's
Very
like
natural, very natural.
it is, and I love the score as well. Bruce or Bryce Deisner,
Mm.
the score is so delicate and gentle. It's beautiful. So yeah, I'll go for We Live in Time in my top four. I've gone for Her. Have you seen Her?
I haven't. I know of it, but I haven't seen it.
Mm,
Is that
I
Joaquin
bought
Phoenix?
Yeah, so I bought
Yeah.
that on physical media. I only watched it once, loved it. I was a mess at the end because
Yeah.
I won't spoil what happens, but really, really great film. And it's a real sense of reality, like what we live in now with like Siri and technology and AI and all that.
Mm.
So, but yeah, I've only watched that once, and yeah, it's a film that I always think about.
Yeah.
All these films are really soppy for for a bloke. They're all very
That's what it's good about it. You can release. You can people know. Like I said at the start of the show, Miss Congeniality is a film of mine. Who cares, man?
What's the third one? Third one was 500 Days of Summer. Have you seen that?
I love 500 Days of Summer. One of my top films of all time. I love it.
That was my comfort movie before
Yeah,
We Live in Time.
I absolutely love 500 Days of Summer. I
But
love Joseph Gordon-Levitt as well.
see, I wish we got more of him. We haven't got enough of him, have we, Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
No, no.
And I saw
It was bad like when he was bigged up to be Robin at the end of the Christopher Nolan trilogy and nothing ever obviously happened to it.
he almost become a meme, didn't it? Like
Yeah,
people took the piss
exactly.
of it. It's a
Yeah,
shame.
JGR, I like him.
But yeah, the soundtrack to that, and 500 Days of Summer, I'm not even exaggerating. I know it word for word.
Mm.
I don't even need to watch the screen. I just I could be on my phone and just listen to it because I know it's scene by scene.
It
But
is brilliant. I love it so much.
it's weird. Zoe Deschanel, she's kind of gone off the grid as well these days. I know she's got New Girl, but
Yeah.
I know she's in like The Happening with M. Night Shyamalan years ago. but I've not
Mm.
seen her in anything for a long time.
No, I can't think of something that I've seen her
She's
directly
in
in
Elf, of course.
recently. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing recent. And then finally, bit more of a manly film is Predator, the original Predator.
Ah, okay, bit of Arnie.
So yeah, that was like the first film, like alien or horror film I saw growing up. I
Yeah.
remember film 4.
Okay. Oh, film 4. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, so it was
I
like I
remember
remember
watching
seeing it
that
on film 4. We had all the Freeview channels, and then film
preview.
4.
Yeah.
I remember watching. I was like, "This is it's like the coolest guy in the world, Arnold Schwarzenegger, taking on the Predator." But yeah, they're
No,
my top 4. So I'm not sure what you think, but
no,
another
really
con.
solid choices. That's the thing because, like I said, I've always kept my top 4 exactly the same since I've had it. If I might change it, I don't know. I feel like since I've had it there, I just like having it. I'm interested to know what other people's 4s are and why they've chosen them. So,
Mm.
I
For
mean,
me,
sorry, go on.
like I've never been into war films. I know
Yeah.
you say you're a big Saving Private Ryan fan, so I've never really got into war films. I've never got into drug related films or gang films, crime films. So I
Mm,
know people talk about Goodfellas and stuff like that, and Godfather,
yeah.
Scarface. I've never seen them, so
Okay.
I've just never had the appeal. So I think once I watch a couple, I want to, get into that genre, that market, and watch
Yeah.
more of them. So I've just never really dipped my toe into these certain genres. So I think
Yeah.
if I do, my top 4 could change. But I think I play it very safe with what the kind of films I do watch.
Oh, it's like two of my two of my top 4 on Letterboxd are ones that people say film bro films. So I have Inglourious Bastards. Quentin Tarantino is my favorite director of all time, and for me, that's my personal favorite
Oh
film
yeah,
of his.
you commented on From Dusk Till Dawn the other night.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a
Tarantino, I
film.
love him so much, man. So I've got that, and I've got Fight Club, which is another one that people will say, "Oh, you've just got your next year of film, bro." Whatever. I've said for years and years and years that it's one of my favorite films. Edward Norton, again, is one of my favorite actors of all time. Brad Pitt is another one of those. Again, Brad Pitt features in 2 of the films there, obviously. I like to say that I like actors or actresses based on how many films of there that I like and their performances. Brad Pitt is one of those ones that I could list off a ton of films where I like him in it.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, Fight Club. So I've got those 2 in there, and I've always had them in there, but will be those stereotypical
but
film bro
Aristocats, don't you?
films. And yeah, but then I've got Aristocats, and my other one is Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah, I've seen that once years ago, and I don't think I was paying attention. But that's
I
another one.
love it so much. Again, like you said with 500 Days of Summer, that's a film that I could say word for word. You know, it's got Kieran Culkin in it. He's brilliant. Um, and Edgar Wright, the director, I think it's one of them films that just doesn't grow old. Like you could watch it now, and it was like it got released last week. You know, it still
Yeah,
looks brilliant. And it's just a film that I've resonated with for a long, long time. And it's Chris Evans is in that as well, and he plays a character called Lucas Lee, and he's probably one of my favorite performances of his of all time. And it's just stupid, you know.
yeah. Again, yeah, it's one I definitely need to revisit because is that the one with Ewan McGregor's wife?
Yeah,
Is it?
she plays like the love interest of Scott Pilgrim.
It makes me feel old. That's Michael Cera, isn't it?
Yeah,
Michael
Michael
Cera.
Cera. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's mad. But yeah, solid top 4. Joe says once you watch Goodfellas, you can't go back. You seen Goodfellas?
I have a long time ago. It's probably something that I need to rewatch. So I probably saw it when I was way too young, and I probably didn't appreciate it back then.
I do love it though when people have got like their own film. Like people can actually say, "Yeah, this is my film." Like
Mm.
mine would be William Time French Day Summer. Yours would be what was it again?
Uh,
Scott
I would
Pilgrim. You say it's yours?
Scott Pilgrim. I mean, I got Aristocats. I would probably go with Scott Pilgrim because I just know it back to front.
Like Joe, I think when I think of Joe, I know he's a massive fan of Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I
Yeah,
think.
that or Cinema Paradiso. I know
Oh, yeah,
he'll love
King Creole. We know
that.
he's top. Um, so yeah, we're coming on to the last 5 minutes of the show then. So we're coming to a close. So what you can do, Ben, is
Yeah.
talk about where people can find you.
Okay, so on TikTok, if you search Ben's Box Office, you'll find me on there. I very recently hit 2,000 followers, which is a massive goal of mine. So thank you if you'd already follow me. But on TikTok, it's Ben's Box Office. On Instagram, you can also find me at Ben's Box Office. I'm trying to post more on there. It's something I don't promote as much, but if you can follow me on there, that would be great as well. On Letterboxd, I'm Benizzle19, which is BENIZZLE19. I tried to get Ben's box office, but somebody's already got it, and they've been inactive for like 3 years. So I don't know how I can go about getting that.
Yeah.
And I am on Twitter as well, or X if you want to call it that, as Benizzle19 as well. I post some movie stuff on there, but it's just basically me yapping about a bunch of different random stuff. So TikTok, Instagram, and Letterboxd is the main ones. TikTok and Instagram is Ben's box office, and Letterboxd is Benizzle19.
Yeah, they will be in the description anyway, so if people do want to check him out. But yeah, massive thank you for coming on, Ben. The final question for you is who should my next guest be on the show? Ideally, someone that has seen 25 films, so I can break down Project 100. If they're not there yet, we'll try and hold them back until they're there. But who would you like to see next on the show?
Okay, so I'm not sure what Joe and Craig are basically on. They're the two that first come to my mind. It could be either one of those two, or I know Eli has seen 30 plus films now, I think.
Yeah.
So he'd be a good one to talk about what he's seen. But I'm sure Joe and Craig would be more than happy to come on to talk about what they would like to talk about. Or Eli would be another good guest because I know he's seen The Threshold of 25.
We've got some backups. We've got some backups. Is there anything else then before we do close out the show?
No, big thank you for inviting me on and having me on as episode 1 for it. Big thank you. My YouTube debut, so go me.
Yeah, it's been good for a live. It's gone. I'm the one with my camera blacked out.
No, I can literally just talk about stuff for ages. So if we've overrun, I'm very sorry, but I could just go on and on. It's better than saying nothing, I suppose.
Yeah. Massive thank you for everyone that tuned in tonight. If you are watching this back, do leave a comment below and we will get back to you. Thank you to Ben as well for joining us. Make sure you do head to your local cinema and go see some films. And
even if you don't get 100.
Hopefully we'll get Ben back on at 50. So, and then we'll do 25 to 50, or maybe your top 10 has changed from 1 to 50. I assume it will. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the 50 mark would be. I'm guessing around
end of June, July, maybe. So about halfway through the year.
Yeah. So you're talking about another 3 months. So what we in April, May, June? Yeah, late July. So especially with all the summer blockbusters. So hopefully late July we'll get Ben back on and review the 50% of the way there. Yeah. But thank you for everyone who's tuned in. And we will see. Oh, my light's just gone out. Very good.
Production.
And we'll see you soon.
Cheers.